our Seaside Band. I surrender, I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. Yeah, Seaside.
Ooh, all right. Rebecca, you're back. I got an email from you this morning at 2:30, which is not unusual other than you were in Chicago.
I was in Chicago. That is true.
That's why you missed the first service, huh?
That is why I missed the first service.
You're here just for them.
Yes. I did. I came just for you guys.
Yeah, you like that. And last few weeks, you've been what?
I was in, where did I go? Oh, Venice, Italy, to Dubrovnik, Croatia, to Kotor, Montenegro, to Santorini, Greece, and then back to Italy, and then did it all over again. We did two weeks back to back.
And you call that work, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The best
And you
work.
too could be having these wonderful work experience. Hey, we missed you. Welcome home.
Miss you guys too.
And your mom did great, and so did Whitney, but don't go again. No. I'm sure Dave Cause booked you already for next year, no doubt. So anyway, I'm so grateful you're here. I'll tell you what, pull out your cell phone, check in, let everybody know you are at the Rockin' Place on Sunday morning. There is no place that is more exciting. The music is greater than right here at Seaside. So take that picture, don't hesitate. And as you're doing that, I want to invite up a wonderful, powerful prayer, an individual who was here at Seaside before I was. She is the head of our Earth Ministry, was up rallying to save Santa Onofre this week, and is here to take us to a deeper place in consciousness. Sandy Atkinson.
Thank you. Please join me now in going within for a moment in the silence. And I know that the eternal Spirit is here, is present, awaiting our openness to receive it, and that all the qualities of God are present: love, harmony, perfect healing, and abundance in all things. And on this Memorial Day weekend, we specially focus on peace and unity within our country, between all countries and religions. And I am so grateful for those soldiers who sacrificed their bodies, their lives, so that we may enjoy security and freedom, the freedoms of religion and human rights. I honor those sacrifices, and I cherish those freedoms. And I welcome the words of Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen, as his message is led with divine thought and will reach you individually, just the perfect message that it's meant to be for you today and in your healing and in your path. And I joyously welcome the beautiful gifts of our musicians who touch us and open our hearts on a totally different plane.
God
Good morning, Seaside. My name is Kim Jarrah Whittington, and I am your Director of Education here at Seaside, and it is a woohoo! Do it! Yeah! It's a beautiful morning here. I always like to be rooted on. Why not, right? That's what we're here for on this planet. We should all be rooting each other on. I'm super excited today to welcome anybody who is here for the very first time. If this is your first time here, we have a welcome packet for you in the social hall. We would love for you to stop by and receive that. There's a comment card in there that you can fill out to provide information. We can get you on our mailing list for the Seaside newsletter that comes out every week. And really, this is just an intentional place. This is a beautiful spiritual community where we come together to really support one another and to shine our light brighter every single day. And so we appreciate you being here, and welcome. In addition, I wanted to give you just a couple quick tidbits of education. You know, I get to do that. Christian's like, go for it. I'm like, I'm going for it. This is like my little moment. So, education, we have our catalog out for summer classes. And if you are, woohoo, right? If you're inspired at all to grow and develop and to bring something new in your life and create and manifest that life of your dreams, we've got certificated classes that are going on, and then we also have some beautiful enrichment classes this summer. So we would encourage you to stop by the education table and sign up for a potential class. In addition, today, if you're interested in ever becoming a practitioner, I'm having a little meeting right after service. Shouldn't take more than probably 30 minutes, but I'm just going to give some tidbits on what it means to become a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living and how you go about that path, and just kind of what the commitment and the requirements are. So if it's something that your heart is calling to, or you maybe think you might want to do it at some point, please come by and see me. I'll be in the Quimby room. That being said, I just wanted to share a little bit of good news with you guys today. So this week, my wonderful husband, Brent, he has no idea I'm saying this right now, but he did this wonderful thing. He rescued a dog, and he brought this sweet little dog that was literally on a super, super busy corner, and he riled the dog, got him into the car, and brought him home. And besides the fact that that dog decided that he was really, really ready to kind of make my home his own, yeah, left his little marks all over my home. Besides that, which, you know, he did, my wonderful husband did clean it all up, he rescued him. And so I wanted to tell you about something that's going on in San Diego because of the holiday here. So Helen Woodward Memorial Animal Shelter, or Animal Center, is doing they are a wonderful center here, and they are doing a special for anybody who has ever served in the military or their families. And you actually can get you could adopt a pet and get your fees all waived. So spread the word. I think it's kind of that season to really open our hearts and bring somebody and something into our lives and expand it. And with that, I'm going to go into prayer. And as I just breathe into this divine essence, this beautiful, universal power, this God, this Spirit, it is the essence of all. It is the light. It is that magnificent form of energy just moving and having its expression in this moment as me, as you. What I know is that I am divinely connected to this source. It is infinite. It is powerful. It is filled with everything that I have come here to express, for I am it and it is me. And what I know for myself, I know for each and every person that is here today or on their way here. For I know that this world is filled with that universal oneness. It is powerful and palpable. When you feel that loving essence, that is God. And what I know in this moment is that as we are sitting in this loving vibration of oneness, that there is a magical moment happening, that we have been divinely called into this space today, and that a healing, a sense of clarity, divine wisdom, love, All of it is coming forth into our lives right here and right now. I know that Reverend Christian is moving through this service as his vibrant, dynamic self, here to give the most perfect message. I already claim that it is good. I know that in this moment, the musicians are here. Rebecca has shown up to light our souls with her wonderful voice. And I just claim that this service is filled with so much love and kindness and energy and vibration that we all want to just live and be in this. And it carries us through the week. And so in gratitude, I release these words into the action of the law, just knowing that God already has it and law has taken it. And so it is.
Good morning, Seaside. Good morning, Seaside. Hey, hi, y'all. I missed you guys. Hi. It is my honor, as it is most Sundays, if I'm not out of town, to introduce our guest artist. And today we have a wonderful guest. She's actually a dear friend of mine. And we both work a lot in San Diego. And so it's a treat to be able to share the same space with her because we don't get to do that often. She did bring a CD with her, and she's actually gifting it to anybody that is moved by her music, and she's actually going to be singing one of the songs, sing a song that's on it. So if you're moved by it and love the song, please pick one up. She also works a lot around town, so she's in a really cool band called the Mighty Untouchables, fantastic band. So if you guys ever get a chance to catch her and the band, they're a wonderful, wonderful group of people, very talented. So without further ado, please help me welcome Danielle Tucker.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Seaside. So good to be back here with you all. Thanks for having me again. And this song that I'm going to sing this morning, one that I actually wrote this for children, but no doubt about it, the message is completely relevant to us as adults. So. Every day I must face the new realities of this ever-changing world. But I aim to be first class and have a vision of being a make this world a better place kind of girl. It takes so much courage. It needs so much confidence, now and forever, today and beyond. I can do anything if I try. On my honor, giving my best each and every time. Yeah, I can. Serving God in my country, trying to make a difference one more day upon the earth. Well, I'll walk the walk and leading my sisters to finding true potential and knowing their self-worth. It takes so much courage. It needs so much confidence, now and forever, today and beyond. Yeah, I can do anything if I try. On my honor, giving my best each and every time. Yeah, I can. It's honesty and fairness. It's acceptance and love. It's something I believe in. It's wisdom from above. It's considerate and caring. It's responsibility. It's respect and strength. Lift your voice if you're with me. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. I can't do anything if I try. On my honor, giving my best each and every time. Yeah, yeah. I can do anything if I try. On my honor, giving my best each and every time. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I can. We can. Thank you.
That is Danielle Tucker. Woo. And that's the song you're gifting us, right? All right, thank you. That's beautiful, wonderful. All right, let's see, from planning to action. And really, though, today it's about Memorial Day. And Memorial Day has really evolved in my life since I was a kid. When I was a lot younger, it meant a day off school, a party kind of weekend. My dad started wearing white pants, beginning of summer, those kind of things. And the memorial part, well, my godfather was in World War II. He'd tell me the war stories. And my dad from the Korean War, he would tell the war stories. And some people that had come back from Vietnam were starting to talk. And at that point as a kid, you know, the war wasn't really about people dying. It was war stories. They sound kind of interesting. It's only as we start moving through life and we begin to mature and we have friends that go over and don't come back that the aspect begins to become more impactful and more serious. And I just think around here at Seaside, those individuals, Chris Bisson, who sets up our service every Sunday morning, you saw him waving at you coming into the parking lot this morning. His brother over in the Middle East just not too long ago died in war. Or Ginny Mills, who heads up our practitioners, lost her son-in-law. Randy Foy, who was at the first service, she came up to me, tears rolling down her eyes, and said, my mom was one of those 20-year-olds that my father never came back when she was 4 months pregnant with me. And I never had a chance to meet my dad. And I said years later, an uncle shared with her a letter from her dad when he found out that her mom was pregnant with her, and said, I hope it's a girl. And so the message from beyond the grave, it's just amazing. And so Memorial Day is really just, for me, more about pausing, just being filled with gratitude for those men and those women that are willing to give it all. I mean, so we could have the freedom, so I can stand up here and talk and make people think and recognize that we can take positions, thanks because we have a freedom of religion, a freedom of thought, a freedom to be able to express in a country that is still second to none, that people look upon America with with awe, for sure, and it's because of those individuals that fought. There was a story I read this week of someone driving by. It was Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and it was pouring rain, and the traffic was just slowing down and bottleneck, and it was really slow out in front of a Grove Memorial where they had a lot of the plaques, and it was near Memorial Day, and they had little flags in the ground blowing in the wind. And the traffic was tight, and then all of a sudden it started going, and the guy was excited because he was figuring he's running late for his appointment. And then all of a sudden the car in front of him slammed on his brakes and stopped. And out of the car came this young soldier, private, wearing his fatigues, just getting drenched in the rain. And this guy became infuriated. You know, what kind of prank is he going to do that I'm going to chew his butt out when he gets back to the car and making me late for my appointment? And all the cars behind are now honking and making all this noise. And he watches him run on over to the Grove. And in the pouring rain, and the wind had blown down one of the flags that was flying lying in front of one of the memorials, and this kid went ahead and put that flag with its stick back into the ground and just very slowly came to attention and saluted it. And it was in that moment the guy said, here's a young private whose name I will never know, but just reminded me of how valuable it is to watch somebody remember one of their fallen brothers, and that on Memorial Day from then on, not only do I remember those that have fallen, but that no-name soldier who took the time to salute, dripping wet and stuff. And so it's important that we remember. It's the story or the saying that says a veteran is one who at one time signed a blank check made out and payable to the United States of America up to and including their life. And some of those checks have been cashed. And so Joseph Campbell says a hero is one who is willing to go for it all with something that is bigger than oneself. Maya Angelou said, it's important for us to recognize and celebrate our heroes and our sheroes. I mean, those are the individuals who just, the ones that didn't come back, who were willing to give it all when they faced the call. And they did, and we'll never know what they went through, but what we do know is their heart was true for our country and for that sense of freedom. And so I sometimes take a look at the immortality and the continuity, and James Von Prague, as you know, is just master at that. And I just love the story he shares about our body. It's kind of like when we go scuba diving. It's our body is made up of cells that are either, they're growing, they're creating, they're dying, but it's necessary to have this body for our soul to function here, for our soul to be able to express. We need one of these things, these body suits, to be able to have a place in which our soul is able to express. Otherwise, you don't get to operate around here. It's like going scuba diving, where you put on a wetsuit to keep you warm in the water and oxygen so you can breathe down there. And you've got your compass and you've got your watch so you can function down there. And any of you who go scuba diving know that you've only got so much air. And so you're not down there fretting, when is my air going to run out? You're down there enjoying what is going on and the magnificence and the beauty. And if you're off chasing a fish or swimming in a cave or coming upon a wreck and the clock goes off, it's like, well, it goes off, and there's really no option here. You've got to go up to the surface. And, you don't bemoan the fact. You go back up to the surface because that's what you've got to do. And when you get up top, you got people ready to greet you, say, welcome up. You can throw another tank on your back. You slap that on, and you go back in, and you play. Or you may want to kick back on the deck and just reminisce of what it was you experienced down there. And so James goes on with this analogy in his book, The Adventures of the Soul, where he writes about this, and he said, now throughout history, humans have looked upon death as something to fear, but it's fear of the unknown. It's because God, in infinite wisdom, has awakened our awareness to a reality where in the depths of an ocean with only a finite amount of oxygen, and we don't know what will happen when the tank runs out. We don't know that above the surface is the actual reality, our real home. We'll dive with many friends when their tanks run out and they'll have to go up. We're going to miss them, of course. But when our time is up, we're going to see them topside. The last thing our friends would ever want is for us to spend the rest of our time down there diving, mourning their absence. You got that? So the tank goes off, boom, there you go. And so what's important is we've got these dreams, we've got these visions, we've got these possibilities, and to be able to move from the plan, and move into action with them. I'm going to move from this idea, this vision, this possibility, and I'm going to implement it in my life and in my world. I'm going to go with that. We came into this world, man, ready to go. You came down here and you arrived in this world. You didn't have words yet. You actually started walking before you had words. But I'll tell you what, as a little kid, you might remember, Mom. Before you could even say, Mom, I love you, you just loved Mom. I remember Trevor, when he liked dogs, he used to grab the scruff of Sage's face and just shake that. And he was experiencing love. He didn't have words say, I'm defining this as love. No. It's only as you begin to conceptualize and come up words that you begin to, put things into it. As a child, you were authentic. You realize that? You did what it is you liked, and you tried to avoid what you didn't like. Pretty simple approach. You didn't need to define it. You felt it. You sensed it. You didn't have words for that. And you put into action that's something that felt good in your life. Like a dog. You know, a dog doesn't try to be a dog. You know, a dog's a dog. It barks like a dog. It walks like a dog. It gets rescued by Brett like a dog. You know, it's like a dog's a dog. Well, we come in here, but what happens is as soon as we begin to conceptualize and people say, this is what a good kid does, you're real quick to realize if I'm not doing this, I'm not a good kid. I'm a bad kid. And so we try to begin to win that kind of approval. And even if I don't want to do it, I realize what happens if I don't do that, you know, and I may rebel, but they're bigger, I'm smaller, they win. It's the way that works. And so all of a sudden, we begin to be moved into a way on how to be a better me, and you can't be a better me. And what happens is we go through life at a certain point, we forget to live in integrity with who we truly are, trying to be this perfect something that I'm not, and you can't be that perfect something that you're not. You can only be that perfect something that you are, and you don't need to justify, this is who I am. This is who I am. You know, the dog is who the dog is, the baby is who the baby is, and this is who I am, and this is what I have to share with the world, and I'm going to move forward sharing this to the world the best I can. And that's the way that works there. You know, Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, he says that I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. You get that? To the degree in which you become conscious of it. You got the whole kingdom there. That's good news. But only that which you become conscious of, it becomes yours to experience and use. Like if you had $10 million in the bank and you didn't know it was there, what good would that do you, right? The whole kingdom of heaven is there, but what good does it do you if you don't realize it and you don't experience it? You know, you've been given the power. You've been given the possibility to go out and create these miracles. You've been given the power to move mountains. The challenge is we're waiting for the okay to move that mountain. You don't need to. The way you need to do to be super successful is not get out there trying to get from life. So often people are trying to get this from life. You don't become super successful, filled with joy and the happening, trying to get. It's from giving. It's about being in that flow. This is what all ends up with in life anyway. The only thing that's different is what you bring, what you contribute, and what you are. And you don't need to justify who you are. What you got to do is take that plan and put it into action of self-expression. That's the way this thing works. You know, it's about bringing forth that which moves in your heart and your soul and your spirit. What is it that's moving in there? I can't tell you. So that's what you need to come up with and begin to recognize. And then as you begin to go for this self-expression, this something that you are, this movement of your spirit, some things aren't going to work out. But just because it seems to be delayed in that moment, God's delay is not God's denial. It's important to remember that. And I've also discovered sometimes rejection of something, rejection can be your protection. I'm very grateful some of the things that I went for didn't pan out, because if I had it, oh boy, I don't know if I would be here right now. And there's no other place I'd rather be in this very moment than with you. What happens is we think that we have been abandoned by spirit. We think that we have been left alone. Well, I'll tell you what, God's already home. God's always home. We're the ones that are out on a hike. We're the ones who are out walking around the block. God is always home. That kingdom of heaven is always at hand, and it's a matter of the degree in which you recognize it. There's not degrees in God. There's degrees in the recognition and the realization of what that presence is, and you do not need to be denied or stopped when things seem to have a hiccup in your life or your world. You just need to retack and rethink, and okay, I've got this new plan I got to put into action. Okay, what can I do? Amazing story I saw this week about a triple amputee who had dreamed of getting married and came back from service. And Marv, you want to roll that?
I met my bride-to-be April 18th. We were friends for a while, and then in October, she asked me out. I was trying. I kept trying and trying to get the words out, and so she finally finished it for me.
I thought today wasn't gonna feel like this, but we've been waiting for this so long, and it's finally here. It seemed so real. Every girl wants a dream wedding, and this is my dream wedding, especially because I'm marrying the man of my dreams.
I've gone through like 24 surgeries. I've gone HO removal. I'm finally in my 6th suspension system. And this is the first time, I guess, that I've actually been able to keep my legs on. And so it's finally coming together, and what better to do than walk down the aisle with my wife. Did I ever think I was gonna get to this point? Yes, I did. I really do, because nothing's changed. You know, I'm a little bit shorter. You know, lost a couple legs and an arm, but my brain's still here and my heart's still here.
There you go. Your guys' neighbors, right? Temecula. So I want you to know that you do not need to be denied if something has been delayed, to be able to hold that in your heart and soul and know that it is possible. Goethe, a wonderful Christian mystic from the third or earlier centuries, I'm not sure, he said that if you can do it or you can dream it, begin. Boldness has genius, power, and magic to it. What is it that you can dream? What is it that you can believe? What is it that you're holding as an infinite possibility? It's seeking to express in your life right now, but you're the one who's got to know that it is possible, because you're the one who gets in the way when it's not possible. You know, Abraham Hicks said that the only thing that's holding you back from experiencing what you want is paying attention to what you don't want. What are you paying attention to that you don't want, that you're manifesting and having show up in your life and world? Shakespeare, before Abraham, actually said that we are trampled most oft by the forces of our own making. We're trampled most oft. That wouldn't be my language, but it worked for him. We're trampled most oft by the forces of our own making, of our own creation, of our own belief. And so what we've got to begin to recognize is that, I do not need to be denied. I've got to remember that I am cosmic royalty in a skin body, and there's 1,000 bells ringing my name, and the winds of heaven are blowing, and the Spirit is there to bring forth the goodness, and I have got to no longer look for the outside, for the recognition and the encouragement of who I am, that I have been given that power to move mountains, and I don't need that power, and I don't need that kind of recognition that says I have got it, nor do I need to sell 1 million books to prove that I am a good author or have that cabana with my private name out on the beach with a red carpet leading to it. I am the magic carpet. You are the magic carpet. You are that bush that is on fire and ablaze in the glory of God, but you are the one who's got to come to know that is the truth. And as you begin to raise the degrees of your recognition, as Ernest Holmes talks about, you begin to bring more of that kingdom of heaven into your life in those ways that are right, real, and relevant. There's nothing that needs to deny the cosmic royalty that you are. There are degrees of recognition, but there are not degrees of God. And so it doesn't matter where you are in your life, whether you're dealing with the rejection, whether you're dealing with the denial or the delay. The kingdom is there. The fullness, the omnipresent expression of Spirit is ever available, no matter what's going on for you. This is a message today that is relevant for your life in those areas that you're working on. It said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, because thou art there. God's with me. I'm going to be able to lie down in green pastures eventually. Or in the psalmist, the 93rd Psalm, though I may make my bed in heaven or make my bed in hell, thou art there. God is there. Whither shall I go from thy Spirit? God is there. We can't get away from it. It is the degree of realization that begins to manifest in my life. Others may hold this belief and say, hey, you're crazy, you're wacko, you're California, fruit and nuts kind of guy. But you know what? I get to be the definitive factor in my life and in my world. I'm the one who gets to know whether Spirit is going to move in my life. I get to decide that. And it's Spirit. It all comes back to the presence being there, the presence of God expressing itself. And I don't need that permission to be who I am. I don't need to justify who I am for the world. I just need to be that as confidently as the dog is, or a tree is, or that child that was authentic, and live with that kind of integrity and recognize maybe I swallowed a lie when I was younger trying to be something I'm not. But you know what? I'm going to listen to that something inside of me. I have this story I shared probably not too long ago. It just seems appropriate for Memorial Day, about a soldier who came back from the battlefield and went to his sergeant and said, Sergeant, I request permission to go back to the battlefield. My friend has not come back from the battle. And the officer said, permission denied. Your friend is probably already dead, and I don't need another one of my soldiers to go out and be killed. Denied. And the guy, he went anyway. And he went out and he found his friend. About an hour later, he was carrying the body of the corpse of his friend over his shoulder, but he too had been mortally wounded, and he was coming in, and his officer saw him, just filled with grief, and said, didn't I tell you that he was probably already dead? Now I'm just saddened that I've lost both of you. Was it worth it? And the guy looked up at him. I said, yeah, it was. Because when I got there, he was still alive. And he looked at me and said, Jack, I knew you wouldn't leave me. I knew you would come back. What I want us to get is, when you're being authentically who you are somebody's miracle. You are the answer to somebody's prayer. You are that one that's going to make a difference when you choose to be bold enough to share who you are in this world. So I've got a song that Danielle would like to share with you.
Past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army green. Sat down in a booth in a cafe there. Gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gives him a smile. And he said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour and I know where we can go. So they went down there and they sat on the pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one to send a letter to. Would you mind if I send one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young. When they told her, waiting on the love of a traveling soldier, our love will never end. Waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming home. So the letters came from an army camp in California, then Vietnam. And he told her of his heart, it might be love and all the things he was so scared of. He said, when it gets kind of rough over here, I think of that day sitting down at the pier, and I close my eyes and see your pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to write for a while. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young, when they told her waiting on the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said a soldier's coming home. Football game, the Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and a man said, folks, would you bow your heads for a list of local Vietnam dead? Crying all alone under the stands was a piccolo player from the marching band, and one name read, but no one really cared. But a pretty little girl with a bow in her hair. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young, when they told her waiting on the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said a soldier's coming home.
Wow. Let's pray. As the heart is full, to those who wrote the blank check, up to including their life, we stand here today with the freedom, the ability to share our love, communicate, express our philosophy, boldly speak out, and be who we are, authentic and in integrity with our walk in life. Thanks to the men and the women who are really willing to be true. We'll never know what they faced in that final call, but they did endure all and did the best. And so just as there are those in this world who are the lovers, the philosophers, there is that warrior class that have committed to creating that well-being. And so on this day, we choose to remember those that are willing to put it all on the line and just be filled with gratitude and appreciation for no concept of the fullness in which they faced. And just open our hearts with love and appreciation for the souls that never returned home, or those that did and did not return home the same, or those that returned home as heroes and yet the impact of their families was less than graceful. We will never know. So what I do know is forgiveness and understanding and peace for all those who chose to light a candle and share the light to the best of their ability. And so those that moved on, they do so with the ease and the grace and the wonderful currents of eternality. And those that are left behind, they're filled with the light and the love and the healing. And so we sit here this day and remember that soldier that picks up the fallen flag and just for a moment remembered his fallen brethren. And so we go forth with a sense of grace, gratitude, appreciation, and love. And just light the light we can, the candle we can.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a fun spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his home. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, the tired and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, confused and poor. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. 'Cause we are a family with hearts blazing. So let's raise our candles up to the sky. Rain to the Spirit, rain to God. Make us a beacon in darkest times. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, deceived and poor. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
This is Danielle Tucker. Oh my. Woo. Wow. Oh, you saved it. Woo. Man, you about ruined me, and then you brought me back. So that's good. That was beautiful. Thank you. I just, I can breathe again. I'm more present. That's good. That's Danielle Tucker, just moving us with music here this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, to give our offering, to share our love, to absolutely just take this moment and say, you know what, I'm just so grateful for Spirit in my life that's showing up at Seaside, that allows me to come to a place to feel, to sense, to think beyond just the typical, to know that truly the blessings of God is upon this moment, and that I get to support creating moments like this. And so this is a time every week where we say, hey, how can you help support Seaside? And ask you for your contribution, your financial support. And as you give, it comes back to you. But that's not why you give. That's just how the law of circulation works. And the degree in which you recognize this presence and play is the degree in which it shows up into your world. So the greater you are part of that flow, the greater the flow is in your life. And it shows up in those areas that are relevant. So if your heart is aching over something, it shows up, and a bunch of cash doesn't help in that moment. It is showing up in love and the friendship and the kindness. If you're trying to put together a proposal or something, it shows up with ideas because God is omnipresent. It is everywhere, including the valley of the shadow, and including the mountaintops, and including right where you're sitting right now. And so it's in these moments that say, hey, God, count me in for being part of the manifestation of that heaven on earth right now. And so listen to your heart and give from that kind of place. So I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time as we do take our gift from our heart, from our soul, from our spirit, and know that our contribution, no matter what it is we have to share, does make a difference. And so I want to say thank you to all those that mail in your contributions when you cannot be here on a Sunday, as well as those that remember us with that auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seaside. That regularity makes a big difference. And to those of you that are at home, we know you're there. We are grateful. I appreciate reading your emails and getting your letters and your support. And we're getting real close to having 2 cameras. We actually have 2 up. I don't know if we're shooting 2 cameras today or not, but if not, we're close. So. But I'm excited with what's going on, and it's because of your presence and your consciousness. So all of us, I'm going to share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where we become that divine download of that affluent flow of life, that we are that direct tap that is going into that infinite source that pours forth the kingdom and its expression as our very life through our actions, and realize that this body is that suit for our cosmic royalty kind of expression. We just sparkle. We just shine that light and that love. And it is through our practicing of remembering Spirit first in all things that we find Spirit showing up first always. And so in this day, we give from a sense of joy, abundance, overflow, and love. And we find those the blessings pouring back into our life. And so it is. Amen. Together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression, Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are our guys from Seaside. Great job. And so as I stand before this bounty, I can feel the outpouring of the love and the caring and the compassion and the sharing and the belief and the vision and moving from plan to action, being that vortex through which that infinite passes into form. I know that our individual lives have been enriched because it comes from that wellspring, that overflowing, that uprising, that expression that is truly God. And so it is given in love, it is received in joy, it is handled in good stewardship, and it's put forth back into the flow and action in life. So with gratitude and appreciation, say, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment to be part of the wonderful expression of Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Right. Hey, this is Nikki Ritter. She is one of your board members, also psychologist at the base at Camp Pendleton. Big weekend for all you guys up there. So bless you for the great work you do. I know you got more individuals want to see you than your staff has time. So thank you. Thanks. Nikki. Oh, my goodness, Danielle Tucker, you are so good. All right, thank you for being here. And Danielle of the Mighty Untouchables, they do the summer park concerts. They play to thousands and thousands of people. And their schedule for this summer is like every park in San Diego. So I saw Carrie at the first service. I charged her with putting together an event for Seaside, going to visit you and just taking over a corner and big picnic and cheering you and your crew on. So thank you for being here today. Hurry back. You were wonderful. That is Danielle. Rebecca, it is about time you got home. We have missed you so much, and you're looking so cute in your braids, and so European. And thank you for flying in from Chicago this morning to be with us. So that was good. It was beautiful. And oh my goodness, next year, so soon to be Reverend. How's that sound? We got Kim Jarrow Whittington, and just always a joy to do the Sunday mornings with you, heading up our education. So, hey, make sure you inside your program you have this summer's fall summer catalog of classes. So you heard about it, certificated fun. You can do exercising. All sorts of opportunities that are there in the enrichment. They are available to you. So sign up with Kim Jarrow afterwards. Talk to her. And speaking of signing up afterwards, we've got Gourmets for God. There's 3 weeks in which you can do the bidding. There's 18 meals, which means there's not as many to pick from. So people can outbid everybody, so you better get going on that. And so you want to see Tasha. She's the one who has the flashing chest of flags going on. And she is back there at the Gourmets for God table wearing flags on her head and waving them around. So do that, and who knows, maybe next week I'll put on my apron and chef it up again for all of us. So let's see, what else is happening that I need to say without a program? Von Prague? Yeah, they know about Von Prague. Gosh, we've sold half the tickets. We're doing really well on that. Guys, let's talk to our young ones. Hey, how you doing? All right, Mackenzie.
We were learning about reducing and recycling trash, and we want everybody at the end to go and pick up trash.
Nice. And they can start by putting their programs in our recycle bin, right? On the way out. Wouldn't that be good? So that's it. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Is that the 3 R's? Anyway, anybody else want to share anything? Okay, then let's look at our kids and share this affirmation. We see you. We love you. We support you in your magnificence. All right, so, hey, I'm going to pray, but also today is Prayer Wall Sunday, so I want to invite all of our licensed practitioners to stand up here with me. I will pray us out, well, then we'll sing ourselves out, and then we have this wall of prayers who want to share a prayer with you. So come on up, ask for something you're working on, and just allow this beautiful download of Spirit to share its personal touch with you, okay? Just surrendering to the emotions of this moment, the feeling that authentic child was able to feel when they first got here without needing to quantify or conceptualize, just be authentic and integrity with it. I am in that moment now with each and every one of you standing vulnerable and exposed, just feeling that divine revelation of Spirit touching down in this holy ground. For this place is divine. Spirit is expressing through each and every one of us. Each of us is that divine emanation of God itself, and I can feel it within me. For I am truly cosmic royalty, just as each and every one of you are. 1,000 bells singing your name. Multi-dimensions of reverberation going on within the soul, resonating with the truth of wholeness and well-being, the ability to express with an ease and a grace without being self-conscious, no longer needing to justify this is who I am, but I am comfortable with being who I am. I am Spirit expressing. And so in this moment, as I share this revelation, this truth with each and every one that is here today, I know for each of us there is that divine expression of Spirit that is showing up in those ways that are perfect, that each and every one of us is claiming our power to be that giant success, because we have come here with something to share and to give and to express, and we do so with a sense of self-confidence. And in this wonderful flow, this divine emanation, this energy, healing happens, not because I need to tell God what to do, but because as Spirit flows through my field of awareness, as it flows through my body, as it flows through my action, as I am in integrity with that wonderful flow of who I am, there can be nothing unlike it, and what remains is a vibrant, viable body in which to walk this plane of existence that knows how to heal, because every cell responds to the innate blueprint of wholeness that is there. The body returns to the place of balance and comfort and well-being. It knows how. With the Spirit, all things are possible. And so in this realm of possibilities, I see each and every one of our lives filled with success and abundance and affluent flow and self-expression and a sense of fulfillment and contentment, because we are living our dharma, our passion, our being, our purpose for which we came here to give and to share. And so I'm grateful that it shows up in relationships that are juicy and passionate and intimate and honest and real. For our relationships is our place to practice authenticity, self-expression. So grateful to know that Seaside continues to be a place that reminds us of Spirit, that every prayer request that has been brought forth is answered, that these practitioners today speak the words of Spirit, and that each and every one of us moves to a greater conscious connection with the infinite source, that Seaside continues to grow and to thrive and to expand, for something wonderfully good is going on here. There is a light that is making a difference on this planet, knowing that there are many points of light, many temples, many houses of learning, mosques and synagogue that are sharing this light. And so on this day, this Memorial Day, this remembrance of the continuity of life itself, I know right now that it all is passing through this time and space. So I'm grateful to stand as a witness to the manifestation of heaven on earth at a greater degree than ever before. And I let go to that knowing it is so, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was ahead.
But now I should say, if you are discouraged and you are struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Come on, Seaside, sing it from your heart. That's right. Beautiful.
No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And our affirmation is, I courageously leap into life. Let's say that. I courageously leap into life. Touch your chest to say it again. I courageously leap into life. One more time like you mean it. I courageously leap into life. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world as I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we'll walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Hey guys, reminder, next week, graduation, 4 o'clock right here. Come watch Robin Holt, the ministerial graduates and the practitioners walk these aisles. Graduation, 4 o'clock, choir's gonna be singing. They're practicing right now. Anyway, come on up, receive prayer. We're here for you.
quiet while my brain does. Now go back to me.